Yeah, hello and welcome to this video. Yeah, this is about some new products available on Chessable. In particular, one that I wanted to focus on. But when I logged onto Chessable to go to this course that I wanted to tell you about, I saw that there are some other new things released that are also very interesting. Just briefly mentioning, because I can tell you something about those books as well. This video is mostly about the Jussupow course, the fundamentals, build up your chess. We're going to get that like in a minute. I just want to mention that there are some other cool releases on Chessable that are nice. Invisible Chess Moves is a very good one. That is a book that was released some years ago. So it's and it's really delightful. It's about unusual chess solutions. It's a really nice one. Then Strategic Chess Exercise is also very good by Emmanuel Bricard. It's a book that I used extensively in my chess lessons. And there's also Game Changer on Chessable, the big book on AlphaZero. It's here also in paper, and this is something that I will make a video on very soonish. It's just like, it's very complex and it's not something that I can do off the bat. So there are a couple of new cool things on Chessable, but it's mostly about this one, the fundamentals, build up your chess by Jussupow. I'm going to click on it. And the Jussupow books, as they're usually called, are really an absolute cornerstone of my chess lessons, my whole chess teaching. Jussupow has released more books, but this is like his core work, and there are in total 9 books. It's 3 times 3. There are 3 books catered to a level like up to 1500, 3 books up to 1800, and 3 books up to 2100. I have the paper books. I can show you some here. Yeah, this is the German version. These are the 3 books catered towards getting to 1500. In German, they have this very cool title, I think, Tigersprung, the Tiger's Leap to 1500 is the title, basically, if you translate it one-to-one. In English, they've chosen kind of a weird naming scheme. I never really got it. I think the Tiger's Leap to 1500 is just like a cool title, but they decided on something else. So what is this? We have 3 books that should get you to a rating to 1500. And the first of those books, that would be this one, the number 1, yeah. This is now available on Chessable, the first one of this whole work. So it is about fundamentals. That means if you really study all the books, starting with this one, you're supposed to get the fundamental knowledge of chess that should get you to this, roughly this rating level. I have to say that it's really a mixed bag in terms of difficulty. There are some things in that I feel are probably known to many 1400 players or 1300 players, but there are also some concepts in there that are useful for that playing level, but will get you far, let's say, with information that you can use up to a really high level actually of play. A funny thing that I need to mention is that you maybe recently saw a game by the US champion Sam Shankland, who resigned a game against Anish Giri in a drawn position, a theoretically known fortress position that is a draw. And this position is like 1-to-1 with one irrelevant extra pawn, is part of the 1500 Tiger's Leap. So if Sam would have, he just had a blackout, But what I'm trying to say is that there are also some concepts in that are reasonably advanced. I've seen myself some exercises in those books that I could not like solve in an instant. I really had to think about it for a moment. So if you are even rated 1500 or 1600, it is absolutely a good idea to look through them. So in Chessable, how does that work? We have all those chapters, and it's here 26 chapters. In the book, it's the same kind of order of chapters. We have an intro chapter, and then we've got a couple of you can read that, right? Yeah, I think it's possible. And then you've got all those chapters here: mating motifs, basic opening principles, simple pawn endings, piece value, opposition, centralization. So there is a combination of tactical motifs that are really, really important at that level, and also some more advanced and more general concepts. So what I like about the books, it's a very well-rounded approach. You get calculation and tactics, but you also get some strategic introduction to chess that's a little bit more than just like, I take this, he takes that, I take that, I'm a piece up, which is super important on any level. But having some chapters like weak points, for example, or centralization, or it's called centralizing the pieces. This is very, very important, so that it's a combination of all those things. I myself have used those books absolutely, I mean, so often, I cannot tell. So they are super useful in training yourself and training also teaching others. In Chessable, you have one advantage, practical advantage over the books. If you look at the books, I'm going to just make the direct comparison. They have always, per chapter, they have some, let's say, games or positions that demonstrate the point that they were making, introducing motifs, introducing ideas and concepts. And then there are some exercises about this particular subject. It has the typical problem of any kind of exercises that you have in books. For example, I'm just going to show you on the camera. And you have in the book, you have like 6 diagrams per page, and then you can solve them. And then if you want to look the solution up, maybe you only want to look at 2 positions or 3, you don't have time for all of them, and then you want to look up the solution, and you will be invariably spoiled, because you see everything is on one page, every solution is on one page. And this is of course much more refined on Chessable. If you go into any particular subject, of course I can do learn next, and then it goes through it like in a book step by step, but I just want to show how it basically looks like. You would have the exercises, and then you can per exercise say, let's say, click here, say solve, and then it gives you the position, and then you can solve that in Chessable. You're not spoiled. Here I would be very surprised if it isn't d5, so I can play d5. It is d5, I think. I've looked at this a lot. So now we're probably going to take, or do we have something strong? The check, no, we're going to take. And now rook e1 looks very good. Rook e1. Yeah, and we have managed, and we've gotten some points for that. Then we get all the texts with all possible alternatives and so on. So like with any book adaptation in Chessable that has exercises, it works very well here. You have all the positions one by one, and you can solve the exercises. It is really quite a bit of material. It's not just like, if we go to browse again, we have 25, I think, general chapters, and then there is also a final test that only has some exercises. Every single chapter, or like 25 chapters, has 12 exercises. So you have like 225, 12, you've got like 300 almost exercises, yeah, which is really a lot. And so you learn a lot, and you have a very, as I said, a good range, a good overview of subjects. So it's kind of really what it is saying in the title, build up your chess and its fundamentals. It's kind of what everything is based upon. As mentioned, the original books, like in German, they say up to rating 1500, to get to 1500. If you are already on 1500 or even 1600, it is not a bad idea to look through that stuff. It can be very useful. And there will be, again, some things that you know, but many things that you don't know. I'm absolutely sure. I'm 100% sure, for example, there are the so-called simple pawn endings. And I guarantee you, if you have like 1600, you will not solve all the 12 just like that. It's not going to happen. I've even taken some of those positions and give them to people with 2000. It's not like they did that quickly. This is something that also needs to be emphasized. If you have exercises that are a little bit simpler, like compared to your rating, it doesn't hurt to do them. I mean, if you're really, with every single one, say, okay, this one, okay, solved, this one, solved, solved. This is exercise. It's helpful to really get some things so much into your system that you almost like instantly see things. So don't worry if you're a little bit higher rated, it's still a good exercise. I've recommended that, for example, the 1500 exercise, I recommended that to people who have 1900 just as an exercise program before events like championships, because you get some exercise in which is not super challenging, but it gets you warmed up, and you will see the odd thing that you have not seen before. So I think it works very well on Chessable, the whole thing, and you also get a starting discount for a couple of days. I think I would need to log out. I'm logging out now. Yeah, still for 7 days you get it a little bit cheaper for $25. So it's a nice 20%, roughly 20% discount on the usual starting price. I think it's very, very helpful. Even if you have the books already, it can be helpful to do it on Chessable, simply because the whole practice is easier. If you're interested in the course, I will also put a link in the video description, and yeah, use that link. I'm not going to earn any money of it, but Chessable will see how many people come from my channel, which would be probably useful statistics. So click there in the description and check out the course if you are interested. Thanks a lot for watching. And by the way, I'm also doing, as mentioned, a video on the Game Changer book that will come in the next couple of days, will not be long. Yeah, again, thanks for watching.